our total to... Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today, here in Beaverton, Oregon, where the sun is shining and the roads are pretty empty. So there's no better opportunity to get out and ride the KLX and have some fun. Now, a question that's come up a lot from you guys in the comments on certain videos is, how much money do I have into the KLX at this point? Today we are going to be answering that question. We're not just going to be talking about the money I have tied up into it for performance, but cosmetic, things that are necessary, of course. So let's go ahead, get up to that parking garage over there, and we will go ahead and break down how much money is in the KLX. What an unusual sight, the mall parking lots being this empty. And here we are to the top of the parking garage. There is no one up here, which is perfect. Alright, so here we are at the top of the parking garage with the KLX sitting in front of me here. Before we get into it, go ahead, comment down below how much you think I have into the KLX. So that way, when we get to the end of the video and the total is all totaled up, you guys will be able to see how close you were. So let's go ahead and start out with the big thing, and that is Bill Blue's 351 Big Bore kit. As you can see, no longer 250, but we have 351 cc's of Fury. So the cost for that was $540 for the kit itself and $175 core charge, which is refundable if you return your stock cylinder, and I'm not sure if he needs a piston or not, but I didn't do that. I decided to keep mine because, well, I guess it was rather untested at the time when I installed it. Of course, you guys can see that I'm running it now, and I just had it on the dyno, saw where the air to fuel ratios are at, and I had to make a couple adjustments, but now the bike is good as it sits. If I were to do it now, I would definitely return my cylinder because I have no use for it at the moment, and I would get my $175 back, but since I have it, I guess I'm keeping it for a while, unless one of you guys wants to buy it. With the Big Bore kit on the EFI bike, you also need the EJK Fuel Controller right here, which runs at $202 with a forum discount, and I think Bill Blue sells them at $202 for his Big Bore kit. I'm sure he has a deal worked out with Dobek Performance to get that discount because it's normally $225. Of course, I got mine when I did the stage 1 mod, so I had to send it back to EJK to get tuned for the 351. The tune itself, on their end, they don't charge anything for that. But while we are on that topic, when I did stage 1 mods, of course that includes a full FMF exhaust here. We have the FMF Q4 Slip On and an FMF Megabomb Header. I got the header and the slip on at a discount from my dealer. The slip on was $350 and the header was $225. But when I put those on the bike, they definitely woke it up a lot. The stock exhaust is really corked up, restricted. The header, not so much, but slip on is the big thing. The reason I went with the Megabomb is because a lot of people said that you get the most power out of it throughout the whole rev range, and the power bomb was more up top, so I decided to go with the Megabomb. Okay, the last performance mod really for the bike is under the seat. It is the KDX Snorkel. I decided to keep the snorkel on because I'm paranoid like that, and I know a lot of people say that water won't get in there. Just a little extra peace of mind when you're going through that stuff, but if you want to take it off, go ahead. I really haven't seen an issue with someone taking the lid off, but that cost me $39.25, so go ahead, add that up to the total. Here comes security up the ramp. Don't mind me, I'm just filming a video here for my little YouTube channel. So the next item on the list is a Smart Moto pair block-off plate, which I had to buy myself because I did that when I did the Stage 1 mods, but the Big Bore kit from Bill Blue does come with a block-off plate, but I had to pay $33 for mine, and I also got rid of the smog system on the bike, which is also free if you do that yourself. Another thing I had to buy for Stage 1 mods, or when you get rid of that pair valve, is the Heltec pair sensor eliminator right here, so that way you don't get that nagging FI light when you, of course, unplug a sensor there from the smog system and when you get rid of the pair system. That cost me $24.99 from Blue Monkey Motorsports. And then the last thing I had to get was an O2 delete, which you guys cannot see, but basically that consisted of an O2 bung block off, which is basically a bolt and a washer, and the sensor bypass, which is under the seat here. I got one from EJK, but I also had to buy one for $15 because it was kind of an uncertain thing whether or not EJK would provide me with one, because it's, I guess, illegal now, but they sent one anyways. Alright, the last thing that'll change the performance of the bike is the 13-tooth sprocket, which I got for $24.95. Go ahead, put that on the total. I don't have it on the bike right now because I took it off when I got the Big Bore kit, because I figured that I wouldn't need that extra torque from the 13-tooth sprocket, so I'm currently running stock gearing 1442, but I still have the sprocket, and I figured that it'll probably make for some good gearing when I get a Supermoto setup on the bike, which is on the list. Don't you guys worry, I know a lot of you guys are telling me to get a Supermoto setup, but it's coming. Don't worry, I'll get it eventually. Oh, and we can't forget the bar neck clutch springs, which I did for the Big Bore kit to help the clutch out a little bit, add a little extra pressure. Got some stiffer springs, I got 6 of them, but only installed 3 of them because 3 of them, from what I've heard, holds up well to the power of the 351, which I find to be true. I don't have any clutch slip issues, and even when I've done my little bit of wheelie practice, clutch didn't slip, the clutch grabbed, so we're good there. The set of 6 cost me $23.88, and with that, that is the last thing that really affects how the bike rides and or the performance parts for the bike. So most of that stuff was necessary for the performance. I don't think there was really anything that I could have skipped on that. I guess you could have skipped the pair valve stuff and the Smog Delete, but if you're there, why not do it? So about $1,700 plus the $4,600 that the bike costs. So that puts us at $6,300, which is, I guess, less than the price of a WR, but I've already made too many videos about that, beat it to death. So if you want the performance out of the KLX and you get the bike for around $4,500, you'll be into it for about $6,300, give or take a couple hundred. So not a bad deal, considering that if you got, I guess, a different exhaust, according to Bill Blue, with the Barker exhaust, you can get 29 horsepower out of the KLX. So, and I'm sure if I had proper fueling for my dyno run with my exhaust, I'd be around there. So 28, 29 horsepower for about $6,300 really isn't too bad. All you need then is, I guess, about 5 more horsepower to get to the level of like a KTM 350 EXCF. But with the power level you're sitting at here, you still get the good reliability of the Japanese Kawasaki brand. And with that being said, let's go ahead and move on to the cosmetic stuff. that I've done to the KLX. So starting off, up top here, we have the Seat Concepts comfort seat for the KLX 2009 and above. It is the tall one, not the low one, but I opted to go with the full seat from Seat Concepts, so I got a new pan, and of course they covered it for me with their wider foam, and I got the low slip top and the carbon fiber sides. So since I opted for the complete kit with a new seat pan and their foam, and they do all the work, I spent $284.99 for that. If you want to get just the foam and cover kit, it is $179.99, and all you need to do is send them a seat, a stock seat, and they can do everything for you. If you don't want to use your stock seat, I know someone who has a stock seat laying around, and they might sell it to you. The next cosmetic items for the KLX revolve with the front half, or the front end of the KLX. We have Pro Taper Reed contour bars, which cost me $67.49. And in order to put them on the bike, we had to get Pro Taper's universal bar clamp adapters. Go to the 1 1/8 of an inch size from the stock 7/8 of an inch. And those cost me $35.99. So again, let's go ahead, add that up to the total. And the last thing for the front end of the bike are these Kawell underbar mirrors, or bar end mirrors with the provided inserts. They go in the end of your bars. But as you can see, I'm running them as underbar mirrors. Yes, I can see out of them when I ride the bike. And there is a trick to them when installing them. A lot of people have asked me about that. I can make a separate video for you guys if you're curious enough about that. But these cost me $12.99 for the set, and they work pretty well. They're convex mirrors, so I can see behind me and in my blind spot. So I think they're a good purchase. Alright, so the last cosmetic slash protection thing I did to the KLX I just did recently, and that is the T-Rex Racing crash kit. As you can see there, right there, we have a crash cage, and we have their skid plate, and then it came with front and rear axle sliders. That kit cost me $324.95, and with that, that is the last thing I have done to the KLX. Considering the deal I got on the bike, and when you add that all up, I still think the KLX provides a great value. A lot of these things, you know, they aren't necessary. The performance stuff, you know, if someone buys a 250, they may not be looking for the performance of, you know, a 350 race bike, so they may not do some of these performance things. Some people may have a harder rear end to deal with the stock seat, but I didn't. And I'm sure if I didn't crash the KLX and need new bars, I probably would still be running the stock bars, but I do have to say I do like the Pro Taper bars. But at the end of the day, I'm not really complaining about how much money is into the KLX, and for the next thing on the KLX, I'm going to be putting even more money into it. Like I said at the end of the last video, if you guys didn't catch that, at 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to be making a special announcement for the KLX. We're going to be raising the game for the KLX, and it's going to be pretty exciting. So make sure you go down there, hit that subscribe button. Let's get to 1,000. Pretty excited for what's coming for the KLX. You guys probably aren't going to see it coming. Some of you might, but it's going to be fun. Don't want to give too much of it away, so that's all I'm going to say, other than you guys will find out when we hit 1,000. Alright guys, with that, that is going to be the end of the video, so be sure to give it a big thumbs up if you enjoyed. Also share it to your friends and those who may enjoy it. And like I said, make sure you go down there, hit that subscribe button, get the bell on, and with all that being said, join the club, and I'll see you in the next one.
I'm the motherfucking greatest, yeah, I'm the greatest, bitch. My competition, they just don't fit that niche. You could try to take a shot at me, I will not flinch. I try to jack at my sound, and then I flip that script like I ain't doing no favors. See me walking around with all that moolah, baby girl talking to me, telling me that I was a savior. Yeah, I think I'm a taker.
That's pretty cool. XR 600. I like the headlight on that.